Are you always concerned about the relational health and harmony of the people in your life? Are you completely committed to protecting values and principles? Or do you innately understand how certain actions and behaviors are going to affect people? Then you might be a nurturer. And the thing that nurturers do really well is caring for others and helping to develop the people around them, whatever the context of the relationship, whether it's in a family, work, or in their community. They make it a priority to know what people in their circle of care need and value, and have a really great intuitive ability to understand what to do to meet those needs. They're amazing keepers of relationships, and they make sure everyone plays nice. They respect the contribution that everyone brings to the table. Nurturers are defenders of values and the caretakers of the cultures created by what's valued. But often to their detriment, nurturers have quieter voices and could be drowned out and sometimes bullied by some of the louder voices. Hi, I'm Sarah, and welcome to my channel where I share tips on how you can become a 100x leader. I've partnered with GiANT Worldwide to help you get 100% leadership healthy so you can build on your natural and developed talents and abilities to help you both function and thrive as a leader in your home, your business, and in your community. Together, we can raise the standard of leadership around the globe. And as a 100x leader, our job is to bring the best out of people and be willing to fight for the highest possible good of those we lead. However, we can't give what we don't possess, so we need to know ourselves to lead ourselves and work on our mindset so that we have the awareness to notice our tendencies and become intentional in our actions so that we become a leader worth following. The best leaders are self-aware leaders. And besides, wouldn't it be great to know what other people experience on the other side of you? One of the ways you can become a self-aware leader is to know your leadership voice and know the strengths that you bring and learn how to truly appreciate and value what other people bring to the table as well. If you watch all of my videos on each of the 5 voices in this series, you'll be able to identify your foundational leadership voice. And out of the 5, you'll have one that is the core of who you are and how you communicate with the world. And in this video, you'll be able to take away something practical, something that you can learn and grow into. But before we take a deep dive into the characteristics of the nurturer, you should know that your voice is actually made up of all 5 of the voices: the nurturer, creative, guardian, connector, and the pioneer. And what people experience on the other side of you every day is actually a complex mix of all 5. So you're not just a nurturer, you're not just a pioneer. And it's important to understand that you're not defined by one, you're actually all 5. But some of the voices are more natural to us than others. You have a foundational voice, and that is your nature, your hardwiring. The other voices are learned behavior that we've adapted to over time. So you ready to take a deep dive so you can understand and recognize the characteristics of the nurture voice? All right, let's jump in. First off, nurturers are the most relationally, emotionally intelligent of all of the 5 voices. They intuitively get how people are going to react to things. If you think of a spider at the center of an emotional relational web, nurturers pick up the vibrations of people and values way out into the extremities. So the nurturer knows at a gut level how people are going to react to ideas, opportunity, and change. Nurturers defend values. And with nurturers, people will always come before profit. It isn't that profit's wrong, and it's not that nurturers don't understand that businesses and organizations need to make a profit. But when you push them, you'll always find that nurturers will defend values first, and the profit, even though it's important, will never be the primary driver in their contributions, discussions, and decisions. They also function as the relational oil inside teams and organizations. If you think of a car engine and how many sharp moving parts you have in that car engine, and if you didn't have oil inside, what would happen to the engine? Bad things, right? Well, what nurturers manage to do is there are some voices that are slightly more sharp, maybe slightly more abrasive in the way that they engage with each other. And if there was no relational oil, you would find that there would be a lot of sparks, there would be a crunch, and there would be clashes of personality. The nurturer is just unbelievable at providing that relational oil that smooths the way so that the team can function and care for one another. And nurturers take genuine delight in celebrating the achievements of others. They are the only foundational voice that takes more delight in others doing well. They're natural team players, and they provide opportunity for others to look good. Often you'll find them in the background doing the unglamorous, unrecognized roles that allow other people to shine, and they actually enjoy that. They take huge pleasure in celebrating others' achievements and advancements. They'll never be the ones pushing themselves forward. And most nurturers assume everyone else is more deserving and more worthy of that promotion than they are. They can become overly resistant to change and demonstrate passive-aggressive tendencies if you don't be careful. They love relational harmony so much, and then when everyone is aligned and loving each other, it can be really hard for them to bring challenge when necessary. One of the biggest challenges for the nurturer is they can often end up becoming passive-aggressive because they know it's wrong, but for whatever reason, they don't feel able to bring their best to the table. And when it goes terribly wrong 3 months later, as they knew it would, they say, well, I knew that wasn't going to work out. And everyone else says, well, that would have been helpful to know 3 months ago. Thank you very much. They sometimes have the inability to bring challenge for the fear of upsetting the relational harmony everyone really needs. And finally, they rarely value the contribution that they make. Probably the most profound of all the insights is that the nurturer never truly values the contribution they bring. Everyone else looks at the nurturer and sees highly skilled professionals. They are people of enormous character and integrity, selflessly serving clients over and over again, and they're usually world-class at what they do. But who do you think the only person who doesn't see that might be? The nurturer. They don't see the 98% they are brilliant at, and what they do see is the 2% they struggle with. They wonder, am I really supposed to be in a leadership position? Surely there's somebody that is more competent, more qualified than I am, more deserving of this position. GiANT has worked with CEOs and senior VPs who are nurturers by nature, and they still say, oh my goodness, I still question sometimes, am I good enough to do this? So nurturers, they need to hear that they are amazing. We love you, we respect you, we love your competency, and we trust your integrity probably more than any of the other voices. And there's no such thing as an arrogant nurturer. It's impossible. You can tell a nurturer every single day of their life why you appreciate them, why you value them, and they'll still need to hear it tomorrow because they have a little voice inside, you probably aren't good enough to be doing this, and eventually you're going to get found out. So there you have it. That's my best shot at describing a nurturer. And just want to give you one staggering statistic that 43% of the people in the world speak nurture as a foundational first voice, and 70% of those are women. So if you think for a moment, when you meet a woman 6 times out of 10, they are a nurturer. So to sum it all up, nurturers are the champion of people. They function as the relational oil inside families, businesses, and communities. They intuitively feel how others will react to a new idea, and they'll defend values. People will always come before profit. I mentioned earlier that you are going to walk away with something practically relevant that you can begin to use when you're finished watching this video. And for each voice, what we've done is created 8 statements, leadership insights, which will describe growth and learning opportunities for the nurturer. So what I'm asking you to do is, rather than be overwhelmed by all of these right now, just think about yourself in your current leadership roles, your working environment, your family. Which of these do you think will be the biggest learning opportunity for you? Number 1, when you speak, you represent 43% of people. Your views and opinions truly matter. Number 2, people see you as a highly skilled professional. It's time you started to believe that. 3, people chose you to lead because they believe in you. Act knowing that you belong. 4, learn to challenge the views of other voices in your team when you believe that they're wrong. 5, embrace change and help lead it. Don't be passive and function as a victim of it. 6, people trust your judgment and they want to hear your opinion. Use that as a springboard for influence. You can speak the truth kindly. 7, when people challenge your views and opinions, they're trying to help and it's not a personal attack. 8, pioneers are not as insensitive and arrogant as you think. They just see the world differently. If you're going to choose one to take away, which one would that be? So to sum it all up, nurturers are the champion of people. They function as the relational oil inside families, business, and communities. They intuitively feel how others will react to a new idea. They defend values, and people will always come before profit. They're natural team players, and they take genuine delight in celebrating the achievements of others. Nurturers, though, you've got to watch out because you have a fear of conflict, and you often won't speak out, and you'll often be silent. If you know a nurturer and you want to empower them, let them speak first. Affirm their competence and their genuine value of their contribution. So guys, that's it. Check out the rest of my videos on each of the 5 voices and discover your foundational leadership voice. Out of the 5, you'll have one that is the core of who you are and how you communicate with the world. I want you to build confidence in using your foundational leadership voice, and I want you to learn to value and appreciate the other voices of those you lead. You can also find out your leadership voice by taking a free assessment by clicking on the link below. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video.